Invite a Budget Blinds style consultant to show you how to transform your rooms just by changing your window coverings. Canada's #1 choice for window coverings. Visit budgetblinds.ca today.
This is Newcap News with Annika Notveit.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. A young family in Lloydminster is in shock after a horrific crash that left a 22-year-old father dead. The man was struck by a semi while on the job changing a tire on Highway 16 Friday night. As Jeremy Thompson reports, the deadly incident has left the local towing community on edge and in mourning.
For most people, tow truck driver isn't at the top of the list when you think of dangerous jobs. But just standing by this highway traffic is enough to make you reconsider. It's a reality veteran operators have to come to terms with.
I've had a couple of close calls where I actually had to dive underneath my deck truck to avoid being hit by semis.
Andrew Nordquist has been driving tow trucks for more than 15 years. Whenever he helps a customer on the side of the road, the true danger of the situation is always in the back of his mind.
Anytime we have a call that's out on the highway, it's one of our worst fears because we don't know what other people are doing behind the wheel, if they're looking at a cell phone, if they're spilling their favorite Tim Hortons drink in their lap.
According to RCMP, a 22-year-old operator was responding to a routine call, changing a flat tire for a stranded motorist when an 18-wheeler passed too close. He was struck and later pronounced dead at the scene.
It's tragic that something like this actually had to happen in our community. Like, changing your tires should not be a life and death situation.
For now, Nordquist says his heart goes out to the victim's family, and he has a message for drivers.
Pay attention, put that cell phone down, the conversation can wait.
Jeremy Thompson, Newcap News.
And we learned through social media the name of the man who died in that incident. 22-year-old Tanner Graff was changing a tire on the side of Highway 16 near Payton when he was killed. He leaves behind the beginnings of a young family, a common-law wife, and a 4-month-old baby girl. When his partner's mother heard the news, she started a GoFundMe campaign to help her daughter financially.
I started the GoFundMe page for Caitlin and Sadie to give Caitlin a little bit of weight off of her shoulders right now with worrying about costs of diapers or anything else that her and Sadie need at this time.
White says she heard rumors Graff was going to propose to her daughter.
I have a daughter who lost her common-law husband and a granddaughter who lost her dad, not to mention Tanner's mother and father who have lost their only son. And people just need to pay attention. There needs to be more awareness out there.
White is on her way to Lloydminster from Nova Scotia to be with her daughter and granddaughter. If you'd like to donate to the family, go to GoFundMe.com and search for the title, "We Have Lost Our Hero." The family has asked for privacy at this time. Border City residents may have noticed the power going on and off briefly this afternoon. ATCO staff say it was because of a fault or blip on the transition line and are not sure why it happened. They say it should be stabilized now, and the power never fully went out. There's a small possibility we'll see another blip later on today. If you have a full power outage, don't hesitate to contact ATCO staff at 1-800-668-5506. As Chuck Wagon races wrap up today in Turtle Ford, drivers and fans will turn their focus to the CPCA finals in Lloydminster. Today, in celebration of the annual event, Mayor Rob Saunders proclaimed this week Wagon Week in the Border City.
I do hereby proclaim the week of August 10th to 16th, 2015 to be Wagon Week in Lloydminster.
Brian Hebson with the SPCA says it's all part of the Chuck Wagon hype and an effort to draw big crowds to the 5-day event.
You're going to get some great action. If you look at our standings right now, the top 8, anybody up there can get into the final 4, and the top 4 drivers after Saturday night in Lloydminster qualify for the Westridge GMC CPC Dash. A guy's going to drive away with a $50,000 plus truck, so if there's no one who's excited or not excited, they need to get their pulse tested.
This will be the 23rd year Lloyd has hosted the finals, the longest streak a city has hosted the event. Mayor Rob Saunders is confident the big crowds will mean big money for local businesses.
The economy is given an injection, a shot, so to speak, in the arm, and we really appreciate that.
5 days of Chuck Wagon racing, beer gardens, concerts, and more get underway Wednesday. Drivers and their teams will have only 1 day of rest before finishing up their season. For tickets and event info, go to LloydChuckWagons.com. And as part of Wagon Week, local businesses are going to head in a creative way. Here's local artist Michelle Lake making the finishing touches on a special Chuck Wagon mural at New Cap Studios. It's one of 5 window paintings that Lake is working on as local businesses compete in a decorating contest.
And I'm doing window painting, and other people do decorating their offices or have the staff dress up.
And for the winning business, an advertising package valued at $2,500 from Lloyd FM, the Lloydminster Source, and the Lloyd X. The SPCA finals kick off on Wednesday.